Hello and welcome to the Hour of Power radio show. I'm Ryan and this is Matthew and Ridley. Or Mike, yeah, whatever. You guys.
I didn't even spell this week.
Yes.
I know, I didn't either. It's a great week when we don't spell. Now we can head that little too. Well, great way to start the show. Thank you, Ryan, for messing up the beginning. That sounds great. This is the Hour of Power radio show. I'm talking over our theme music right now, which was written and performed by my friend Eric Meyer, so he gets a plug here. Today we're going to be talking about sports. We're going to be drinking about every minute. So please drink along with us. If you have a question, on Ustream, there's a little chat box. You can chat with us there. You can also send an email to hourofpowershow@gmail.com. I just have to say we haven't gotten very many emails, so all of you guys kind of stink. So cheers. Send us an email. Another thing we're doing differently this week is we're going to try to put this up on YouTube so you can watch it later. So we're going to be taking a break about every 10 minutes, and it's only going to be about less than a minute. So it'll just take Ryan a second to get everything going, and then we'll get started up again.
True. And if you're really lazy, you can talk to me on Facebook. That's another way of to get a hold of us if you don't want to email or use the Ustream chat. So
exactly. So there's plenty of ways to get in touch with us, and yet people don't get in touch with us. So
it's a damn shame.
I know. I mean, look at him. You want to touch him. You want to touch him right through your computer screen right now.
If only we could do this in 3D. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. Oh, missed it.
Is that...
No, it's the minute was coming up. That would be fun, but no, I'm not going to do that.
All right.
Anyways, so to get started, we're gonna, as I said, we're gonna do sports for a little while. We have our hot girl off coming up later on. What was last week's hot girl off?
That was a weird one last week. I don't know. Let me check.
Okay, so we're gonna check on that, but you can still send your submissions in for the hot girl off. We're gonna be doing a top 10 list. We're gonna hopefully have some trivia from our producer Ryan, so that he and I can go against each other. And what else are we doing? I don't know. And then we're probably gonna talk like idiots. Yeah, the Bieber of the week. And we're gonna probably try to be funny and most likely fail at it. So
yeah,
hopefully you'll at least be entertained. So
all right. And last week was Kate Bosworth versus Hayden Panettiere, the Remember the Titans girl off.
Yes, exactly. So you can still email in if you want to get a vote in for that. Drink.
Or you can send your votes through Facebook or Ustream chat.
Indeed. Plenty of ways to get in touch with us. You basically just have to pick one, and if you don't, I will cry immensely.
Well, you already cry immensely, so what's that?
I do. Well, that's because I stubbed my toe the other day. All right. So to get started, we're going to do some headlines, which Ridley will talk about. We're just going to kind of go through, talk about the big things going on in sports. There's not that much because mainly, regular season basketball mostly stinks. And that's pretty much all going on right now. Well, there's the NHL, which I love, but everyone else will probably think the regular season of that stinks too. So I can understand that.
All right, fair enough. All right, so today's the NBA trade deadline, so a ton of trades went through, and we'll cover more of those later. But some of the big ones. Kendrick Perkins got sent to Oklahoma City for Jeff Green. OJ Mayo was almost shipped to Indiana. However, the trade was not completed by the 3 o'clock Eastern deadline. So that one did not go through.
How'd you like to be OJ Mayo? You now know that your team wanted to trade you. They decided that you were not as good as what they could have gotten, and now you have to sit there and play the rest of the season with them.
Pretty much.
I would be pretty pissed off.
Yeah, it happens. Then again, he's also on suspension right now, so he can't complain too much.
True.
The Bobcats send Gerald Wallace to the Blazers for Josh Prisbilla, and I think those were the big ones that happened today. Of course, Darren Williams got sent yesterday to the Nets for Devin Harris and Derek Favors in the first-round pick. So
I thought that was very interesting. It seems as soon as the Nets didn't get Carmelo Anthony, which was the other big one since the last time we talked, uh, I'm surprised that they went after him. Are they going to try to get a big three as well? Do you think?
Um, I don't really know. I mean, they've got a lot of cap room because they saved up trying to get LeBron and of course failed. But
Failure.
they are moving to Brooklyn, so they're moving to a bigger market. Where it's not the New York Knicks, but it's gonna be closer, and so they could potentially attract a couple big name free agents. And the other big trade was Baron Davis getting sent to the Cavaliers for Mo Williams and Jamario Moon, I think was his name.
Now, the Cavaliers have been struggling a lot this year. They went on that. What did it end up being, like
26 games,
or 26
losing
27,
something like that.
Will he be able to help them out, or are they basically trying to get pieces so that maybe next year they can compete against a couple of these teams?
No, this move.
That was going to be one of my trivia questions.
This move, I'm not really sure why the Cavaliers made it because Baron Davis is notorious for tanking it when he doesn't care. Everybody's talking this year about how he started getting revived once Blake Griffin really exploded onto the scene. He's like, all right, this is fun. I can just oop this guy all day, and this isn't too bad. Whereas he's going to a treacherous team in Cleveland. They have they're not close in a lot of games. They had the huge losing streak. I mean, record-breaking losing streak, and I just can't see him being motivated. I think he's going to put on like 10 to 15 pounds by the end of the season. And
Cleveland does have good food.
Yeah, but the good thing is, I think that he can opt out of his contract at the end of this year. So I think Cleveland's just basically getting rid of some pieces and starting fresh. But they gave up but they did get a draft pick for it. Which a Clipper source was saying, we did this just to free up money. This shows you how much stock we'd really put in this year's draft. So they're saying this draft's going to be crap this year. We want to dump salary right now because Baron Davis isn't worth $14 million a year. So
now, referring to them, I believe that you used the word ooped. Is that short for alley-ooped?
Yes.
Are we really shortening a made-up word now?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to throw that out there. So you can continue.
All right. So anyways, that's the big trade news. Adam Wainwright, who placed second in the NL Cy Young last year for the St. Louis Cardinals, he's out of the season with an elbow injury.
They just reported. Pitchers and catchers report, I think, in February.
Yeah, they
early
reported
February
last week.
And he's out for the season already?
Yeah, he screwed up his elbow big time.
Wow.
Miguel Cabrera, who was arrested on DUI last week when he started drinking a bottle of scotch right in front of a police officer in his car.
That takes balls.
Yeah, he's entering treatment today. John Fox of the Denver Broncos came out today and said Kyle Orton was going to be the starter, not Tim Tebow, at least if the season were to start today.
I really like that. I hope that he sticks with that. Kyle Orton played great last year. A lot of teams are probably going to want to try to trade for him. Maybe that's another reason why he said it, was just to show that they believe in him too. If they were to say, yeah, Tim Tebow's the quarterback, then no one would believe in Norton anymore. So maybe he's just saying that. But I think that he did a great job this year. And he was my fantasy quarterback. He got me a crap load of points. So I was really impressed with him. He had great chemistry with Brandon Lloyd, and Tim Tebow came in and, he played all right. He kept him in the games. But, I think Orton was the reason that they were in so many of them this last year.
I agree. I think Orton's a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback, but, I think half the franchises in the NFL would take Kyle Orton as their quarterback.
Oh, yeah. I think I can only name about 10 to 12 quarterbacks that were better than Kyle Orton.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good quarterback that could get you to the playoffs with a good supporting cast. And other news, the Sacramento Kings are trying to relocate, and they're asking for an extension to file this relocation paper.
Really?
Yeah.
And did they mention where they were thinking? Like, are they just relocating within the state, or are they thinking, like going up to Seattle or somewhere else?
Well, they've been trying to move more, or the Kings have been trying for more than a decade to replace the outdated Arco Arena. Yada yada yada.
Officials in Anaheim, California, so maybe they'll just move south.
Yeah, it's a good possibility.
Interesting.
So, watch
The
out.
other thing that came up involving basketball was the notion of contraction, which apparently a couple of high-ranked people have mentioned, not just LeBron James who has said it, but also I think David Stern might have even mentioned it as well,
He
or
did.
something like that. And I think that is a great idea. I think that it's a good idea for hockey as well to contract some of the teams. Not like one or two, but get it done to like 24.
Yeah.
Contract like 6 teams. Baseball is the number 1 league that needs to do that. I think basketball also needs to.
Yeah.
Hockey needs to, I think, a little bit less, because the thing about hockey is that it has terrible TV ratings, but most of the arenas, fill up. I mean, maybe not sell out, but most of the arenas are full up. So they get some money that way. But I think definitely basketball, I've seen a lot of empty arenas recently.
All this talk of basketball is making me want to go to sleep, so I think that's a good time for us to take a pause, revitalize ourselves, and start a new segment in about a minute. So
Sounds good. We're going to go on to other fun things after this. Please stay with us if you're on the channel, and if you're not and you're on Ustream,
go to the next segment.
Yeah, go to the next segment. It should be right there. Let's hope.